everybody.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
hi,
Joanne.
hi. How's everybody
Hello.
doing? Smiley faces.
Yeah, you betcha.
That's good. Glad to see it. What a nice group we have with us today. Awesome. I want to jump right into the meeting. I'm going to take this earplug out because I feel like I'm underwater when I listen to myself. We'd love if all of you could mute your microphones. That would be very helpful. This way I get less feedback in my ear. And as you all know, those of you that have been with us on these marketing calls, we will reserve some time towards the end for you to do a Q&A. And there's a chat room. You could go into the chat room at any time and type your questions, and we'll get to them slowly. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of jump in. I want to talk to you today about marketing. Gee, what a shock. So, I listen to podcasts. I've mentioned this to you all in the past. And by listening to a bunch of different podcasts on marketing throughout the month. So usually when I finish with this marketing meeting with you, I jump into listening to different marketing podcasts for about 3 weeks. And then I take all my notes and I kind of put them all together and bring the ideas back to you, to the audience. So I merge this information, and that's what I'm going to bring to you today. So let's start off by understanding that the goal for all of us is always to make ourselves more sellable or saleable, whichever the proper way to say that is. I believe it's saleable, but we want to know, how do we do that? We all keep talking about how much we hate marketing, but of course we have to do it. So let's understand this. You have to agree that we've all gone through the process of buying stuff online because it was just affordable, or that particular company or person put a great deal of effort into providing a visual aspect to their marketing that caught your attention. And then we get the stuff in the mail and we say, oh my gosh, this is not exactly what I was expecting. So my point with that is it's not always the best stuff that sells. We're all saleable. We all have the ability to sell. Okay, regardless of where you are in your journey in photography, whether you're a master photographer or whether you're a beginner, a hobbyist, and you're starting to grow through the process, we all have the ability to sell. During the pandemic, some of the best products and brands went out of business or filed for bankruptcy. Now, why do you think that is? It really comes down to their failure to get the attention of their target audience. And it really came down to a failure of them not having a really good targeted marketing plan that went out not just 3 to 5 months, but 3 to 5 years. So I kind of want to get your mindset today in the place of having a 3 to 5 year targeted, keyword targeted marketing plan. So the plan is really important when we run into times that are not normal, like what we're just coming out of. And we're not fully out, but we're starting to come out of this pandemic. As you are experiencing now that we're starting to come out of the pandemic, we had the induced recession that was during the pandemic, and now we're heading into a recovery that possibly is inflationary, and possibly we could end up into a stagnated economy. So let's take all of that negative information and throw it away, because it doesn't matter. What matters is that we stay on the course of keeping marketing in our front view, and that staying with that marketing plan and continuing to work towards getting eyeballs on your art is really all that matters. I remember when I was first coming into the housing market, when I was newly married, inflation was through the roof. Interest rates on homes, home mortgages were 16, 17%. That's what I came into. It didn't even matter to me because I was so young and I was so excited about what was in front of me, which was owning a home. And we just went for it. And I kind of feel the same thing is happening with art photography or any kind of art sales, retail, and on all of that. You have to kind of keep your eye on what is your goal, and that's to sell the art. Okay.
So Joanne, can I
jump in? Sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
So my other thought, I love how you're explaining, during all these different times for the economy and so on. But whenever there's a downfall, you got to see the brighter side of it too. So just because everyone else is all of a sudden not sure what to do or how to proceed, this is your time to jump on and, hold fast and just keep getting at it with marketing. It takes this divine intervention sometimes that it presents these opportunities, but you have to be able to see these opportunities. With Joanne and I, with the gallery and so on, we just evolve. You got to go with the flow. That's business. If you're going to stay in this business as an artist, obviously number one, go out, create. When you're feeling low, get out in nature, go photograph something that makes your heart happy. From there, you're having those low times, get on the computer, start getting that artwork out there. And, everyone's having hiccups in their day, their year, their so on. But what makes your art different? What makes your brand a little bit better? Going out there and constantly doing what it is that you do, even if you may not feel like it, you never know what may occur. 99% of the time it's about your opportunity versus what you put into it. So it's a different aspect or a different way to see what's happening. So number one, keep shooting, keep posting, keep even if you have crickets, you got to keep doing it. Everyone starts at the same position, so you just got to keep getting out there. Sorry, Joanne.
No, don't be sorry. No, don't be sorry. So yeah, Jessica's absolutely right. You have to kind of stay with it, okay? And it's actually the next little blurb that I want to say to you all is that we are artists for life. We're not artists for a day or a week or a month. We're artists for life. So how do we sell in any economy? You commit to a marketing plan, whether it's managed by yourself or if you hire an outside source to manage your marketing. You can have average art that outsells a seasoned professional. Let me say that again. You can have average art that outsells a seasoned professional. If you commit yourself to 3 to 5 years of the creation process, then you have to put the marketing process hand in hand with that. That's what it takes. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, it's not enough. If you're an artist for life, you're a marketer for life. That's a real big bottom line and a good concept for you to understand. And maybe that's something that you put on your whiteboard or your motivation board or wherever it is that you give yourself good ideas. You are an artist for life. So it never stops for us here either at Photo Art Pavilion. We never stop marketing. We wake up every day motivated and committed to the marketing because we have to do that for you, the artist, and we have to do that for you, the art buyer and the art collectors. And we have some of them with us today. We do it to open new avenues for art sales and art distribution. That's key. Okay, you always have to continue to open new avenues for those places to sell and those places to distribute your work. We've been in art photography sales since 2007. We didn't stop marketing when sales were low. We didn't stop marketing when sales were high. We didn't stop marketing during a pandemic, and we are not stopping. Even as towns and cities and art fairs and not-for-profit galleries are starting to reopen, we still have our foot on the gas. Sometimes we pull back a little bit based on other things that are going on in our lives, but we cannot take our eye off the prize of always bringing attention to the art and always bringing attention to the photographers and to the platform itself. So in fact, for us, I look around and I say, wow, new businesses that will be opening or reopening and shifting their businesses is happening right now. I am focused on all of the movement right now in the housing market. I'm focused on all the growth in the healthcare sector, hospitals and doctors' offices. And do you think they might need some art? That's a rhetorical question. But yeah, there's a lot of shifting going on in the business world right now. So if you're looking for those commercial places to have your art hung, then that's the focus that you want to kind of shift your marketing efforts over. So Marketing, again, the only thing that matters, create the right marketing that goes after your target audience, not other photographers. We're not, I mean, it's great. We post on Instagram and other social media platforms. I kind of feel focused on Instagram because I know a lot of photographers land over there. And they're all about getting all the likes and so forth. And then I'm looking at the hashtags and then like hashtag Nikon and Canon. I mean, that's all well and good, but do you really think that Nikon and Canon are buying your art? Another rhetorical question. No, we want to put the hashtags and we want to bring the attention to the target audience of who is a potential art buyer. Does it make a difference that Nikon and Canon see my images? No, maybe they want to invite me to become an ambassador. Terrific, that's great. As we get down the road, maybe that's where you want to be with your photography. But if the marketing that you're putting forth is not bringing the attention to your targeted audience, then you're doing a lot of work for very little reward. So if I'm posting a art piece from, let's say, a national park in Zion, and I want to make sure that buyers and art collectors that are interested in national park art prints or landscape art prints or waterscape art prints are seeing my work. So I might put my attention or my hashtags or my mentioning, my @ remember we talked about @ in the past? I may want to put my attention to maybe magazines or interior designers, those that are in charge of the buyers for the commercial space. The new building is going up in town. Who's in charge of filling that space with the furniture and the art? Those are the people that you want to see your social media posts. Those are the people that you hopefully can make a relationship with and get them on your direct email list. Okay, I come back to that a lot too. Social media is great, it's free, other than your time, but I'm finding for myself that the more direct I can have of a connection to speaking to someone about my art, the better opportunity and the better chance I am to have a sale. So just keep that in mind too. Please don't discount those direct email pieces. We talked about MailChimp in the past and other services that help you build your list, or a place where you build a list and they help you build the emails that go out. It's a very, very important aspect of marketing. It's not just social media. So again, find out where your art buyers, your niche, where do they hang out? Landscapes, waterscapes, abstract, regional art. Where do they hang out and how do you reach them? It's not just the likes on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, okay? So
Joanne, can I just jump in?
Sure.
Sorry. So I just want to I guess, reconfirm, so here we are, Photo Art Pavilion. We're a nationwide platform. So we have artists that are in all different states across the US. And, we're all in obviously different areas of the US. And the goal is to, just like Joanne was saying, to find the different companies that are going to need artwork in your area, do your local marketing. So when it comes to search engine, well, not search engine, but SEO and hashtagging and social media, sorry, that's what I meant to say. The goal is to find that local audience. So, here you are shooting in your area, you have your iconic locations. Make sure you post using the hashtags of the names of those locations. Make sure that you're reaching your fellow neighbors. And by doing this, you'll get the eyes of those people that are ordering artwork for their commercial space, either if it is a doctor's office, a lobby of a building, and so on. And this is how you get in front of those eyes. Another good resource is, connecting with local office managers. They're the ones that usually kind of control the office space and are the ones whispering into the ears of the owners of whoever, what kind of business it is, but really, getting them to be like, oh, perhaps we do need artwork in here. And then now we're adding, a new conversation for you, the artist, and exposing your art to them. So now the goal too with selling art to these kind of connections and so on, it's usually great to share that you do offer certain pieces. Sorry, my sound is getting all funky. I'm gonna take these off the gun. So anyway, so to be able to have the artwork exposed to this kind of clientele, but then also to be able to have the ability to provide art from other locations as well. So perhaps, maybe, in your area there's waterfalls and you don't have certain type of artwork that fits that niche that they're in, we're able to help you. So that's another angle too. So now it expands your portfolio even further with this connection with this art buyer. So it gives you a little bit better reach as an artist to be able to share what you may or may not have in your personal portfolio. Because a lot of these places do need more than one piece.
So are you saying creating a collaboration with other artists to move art? Is that what you're saying?
No, Photo Art Pavilion. So, we
Oh.
have a great connection of artists and, our artists do travel all over. So if you do need that assistance with maybe fulfilling, 30 something pieces, but you can only, help them with 15, whatever the case may be, you have us to help you be a bigger brand when you're talking with these kind of clientele.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, and actually you just triggered a great idea for me. So yeah, collaboration is a great way to go. And that's actually, I think, our next marketing meeting that we're looking at, but it's a great idea. So let's say you're going into a space and that particular art buyer says, well, I want waterfalls, and you have none in your portfolio. If you know other photographers that have that type of genre in their portfolio, collaborate. You don't have to be the only person that's hanging on the wall in somebody's office. And now you've created a relationship with another photographer, which now again expands your reach in the marketplace, because you never know when they may need you. So I've always talked about, since we started in the business in 2007, that artists should be supportive of one another. We're not a competition. We're not in competition with one another. We're in collaboration with one another. The more we do together, and that's the whole, that's how we started Long Island Photo Gallery. That's how we got to Photo Art Pavilion. Is togetherness is really how things are taking off for everybody. So anyway, just a little side note there. But I wanted to get back to you not downplaying your marketing. Okay, let's just stay on that for a second. Talent alone does not win the day. Your ego is not going to win the day. Your promotion is going to win the day. So think about getting those eyeballs on your art. There's no simple formula. Everybody comes to us and asks us, so what do you do? How many times a day do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. There is no simple formula. You can understand one thing that doesn't count, the number of fans or likes that you get. That may not always be the case, but the ones that are engaged in your posts, the ones that are engaged looking at your work as a potential for their walls, that's the fan that you're looking for. So, in today's market, 98% of 98% of the eyeballs that see our work is in a digital realm. Okay, so the digital marketing is a have to. You have to have digital marketing in your element of your art sales. So think about your art, think about your target market and where your target market hangs out on social media land, and put your digital marketing focus there. Not everybody's shooting landscapes. I've got some great photographers with us today that are into great floral pieces, food photography. Put your digital stamp, your target marketing, where your target market hangs out. All right. So, but for the love of photography, go out and create. But for the love of revenue, go out and get eyeballs. Go out and get eyeballs. Go out and get eyeballs. So you got to do both. All right. There are so many amazing groups on Facebook. There are so many amazing groups on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a great resource. If you're not there, they've got tremendous women in photography, black and white photography, awesome groups. You could meet a lot of other photographers there. Again, collaboration is an awesome thing. I'm not talking about groups where just hobbyists hang out. I'm talking about groups where the collectors hang out. All right. So remember, we want to be putting our artwork in front of the audience that wants what we have. Okay. Those are the people that you want to see your art. So you and me, we are the David in the audience of a Goliath, right? This is Goliath audience, but we can win it. We can win that audience with eyeballs, getting eyeballs on the art. You have your distribution covered with Photo Art Pavilion. We cover your distribution. All you need to do is get the eyeballs on the art. We take care of the rest, right? So don't quit. Get one step better every day, every month, annually with your marking. Just stay that course. Create that plan. And I say 3 to 5 years, and I'm not kidding. And you're probably all going, "Oh my goodness, she's out of her mind." But when you're going to, as you go through the process of a 3 to 5 year plan, you're going through the learning curve, right? You're going through learning what works, what doesn't work. And then you start to shift where you're going to put your energy and where you're going to put your focus. All right. So your knowledge becomes part of the formula for your overall success. All right. So final thoughts. I might have said this in the last Zoom. There are no shortcuts in the art business. Everyone has to take the stairs. All right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to open this up to everyone for the Q&A. And also we are doing a virtual exhibit for coastal. The theme is coastal. Just wanted to mention that if you need information on that, you could just shoot us an email. I put our email address in the comments area. All right. So let's see. Who has it? Jess, you want to handle some cues?
Sure. Just seeing in here, Steve sent us a question. Do you mean that Photo Art Pavilion will help align artists with each other to foster collaboration?
Absolutely.
What I mean is that, well, Photo Art Pavilion is your source. So for myself, I make connections all the time. And if my portfolio doesn't extend the reach, then I am able to utilize some of the artwork that the fellow Photo Art Pavilion artists have. And now my brand is so much more valuable, and my connection to that person, whether it's one location or multiple locations, because now I'm able to fulfill their request as one artist, but also providing the ability to help other artists in their sales. So just because I am an owner of Photo Art Pavilion, I still go out and try to do my own art sales as well and pull in my own crowd. I mean, granted, don't watch me on social media. I'm horrible, but I'm better with that personal connection and, making these connections with other people that need artwork. And in the business world, they're looking like at 15 to like 30 pieces at a clip. And I might not always have what it is that they're seeking. And to be able to have the artists with Photo Art Pavilion to be able to fill those holes, that's how you enhance your brand. So that's how I mean with collaborating.
Yeah, I agree. Steve, just to add to that, Sharon, I'll get to you in a second.
Thank you.
Steve, there's nothing wrong with collaborating with other artists. So if you're going through Photo Art Pavilion and you see a portfolio that really excites you of one of the fellow Photo Art Pavilion photographers that are with us, just email that person. If you go to their storefront, there's an email button, email them, send them some kudos. It's always, we love to hear from one another, nice job, love your work, where are you located, that type of thing, which is something that we're hoping to build, by the way, on the website, is a map where art collectors can come and see what photographers are in their state. So I think that's going to help also advance some of the art sales, because we do get buyers that say, do you have anybody located in Arizona? And, so we kind of try to direct them to that style of work. Because, there's a lot of art sales that go on that are regional, no doubt about it. So when I talk to you guys about marketing, sticking to the regional side of things, don't ever abandon that. If that's where the majority of your portfolio resides, your art pieces, but also understand that we are national. We are actually international. We can ship artwork anywhere in the world. So if you've got somebody out there that you think needs your work, then by all means, go get them.
All right. So question number 2 is from Jeff. I hear people saying, do this, do that. What I don't ever see is how to do this or that. So here's the question. How do you suggest we get eyeballs on our work? And where do we find those target markets?
Okay, well, I think I pretty much answered that throughout the conversation, Jeff. But how? All right, we talked about having social media. Somebody's knocking. Oh, live video, as you could tell. Social media, direct email. All right. Also, I would strongly suggest where you're located, where you live, looking around. If you see, I know by us here on the island, there are tons of new apartment buildings going up, new office space. Have that takeaway piece or a leave behind, I call it leave behind actually. A little art card. I have one over here somewhere, kind of like this. Little card with your information on it that you could just drop. You don't take up people's time. Need some art? What are you doing for art? Here's my information. Okay, now you've made that connection with that person. Maybe you could grab their email. So now you put them on your direct email list and you can now start really working directly one-on-one. Social media land is good. Again, my biggest concern with photographers is they're using hashtags so very willy-nilly in the hopes of getting likes. Likes don't sell art. All right, we've got to try to target your hashtags, try to target your mentions, which is the @ sign, to the people, to your target audience. Those are the people that are more likely to make a buy from you. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. You have to define your target audience and your target market. You know, if you're a landscaper, then you're going to have to find that target audience, for your niche. There are other photographers that are, again, strictly focusing on florals or food photography. There are different groups and different places on social media land where you could go after and target in a very unassuming way, I guess. Is you don't want to be an attack dog. You don't want to be the person that gets kicked out of the group. But at the same token, you want to be recognized, seen, and you want to start engaging. And when you get people that engage in your posts, it's okay then, in my opinion, I've done this, to send them an inbox, a message, a private message saying, thank you very much for recognizing my work. Here's my email. May I have yours? And now I'm building my marketing list, my email list. And that direct email is gold. It's gold.
Yeah, maybe if I could comment on that last sentiment. Sometimes if you post to a forum and you present advertising immediately, you're going to get banned from the
That's right.
forum. So if you initiate a conversation first and then you send them a message afterwards, that has broken the ice, and now it's more appropriate, I think, to send them information on purchases.
Agreed. I agree,
Yeah.
Michael.
I have a question that I was
Susan,
thinking.
Sharon, could you do me a favor and type it into the chat? What we don't want to bypass other folks. Thank you.
Sure.
Sorry. All right. Michael, are there lists of social media forums that we can use to get started marketing to collectors, doctors, professional offices, designers? Excuse me. I'm going to say no, but maybe yes. Good one. We could start building that.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, there's a request in there too.
What's that?
There's a request in there too.
Okay. We don't have a list, but I'm sure that, searching on Google might be the case. Jessica's going to chime in a second here, but this might be a great way for all of us to, again, let's talk about collaboration. I found a great group. I found a great forum. Share it. Let us all work it. Again, we're not competitors, we're collaborators.
But there's also professional associations, all these groups. And that's
Okay.
a good way to get into finding out who they are.
Okay.
The other idea is that, we're all in different areas of the US and so on. And, you could always run an ad. So in social media, you're able to target certain people's job descriptions. And you're able to actually create a graphic, showing your art, showing that you're able, you're a professional artist, that you're looking to sell your art. And then now you're able to create a little marketing niche just based on the actual job classification that you're putting in and region. So if you really want to stay into your local market, an iconic shot and so on, you're able to really get a little bit further reach out there, spend, $7, $20 and see what happens. You might be able to stir a conversation, and that conversation, you never know where it can go.
Right. We call or boosting, sometimes boosting a post. Social media will say, you want to boost
Agree.
this post for like $5 and you could get a little extra traction. And then again, if people start responding, likes are one thing, I get it. But if you're getting comments in your posts, those are people that you want to try and make an extra effort to acknowledge them and directly. Okay.
All right, next
Where-
question was, Susan, you mentioned mediocre photos will sell. What are the criteria for your acceptance of a photo? You will accept certain mediocre photos. Well, as curators, we review each piece, as it stands. However, if there's a specific location and there's two different photos, one is just a little bit technically better. We've seen in the past where, we have a buyer come in, they're presented with both images when we work with them one-on-one, and, it's not necessarily means that they're going to go for the one that's technically sound. So, that's what we mean by, how some images aren't, I guess, perfect, a little bit more mediocre, but it's about, what connects with that buyer at that time. And, the goal with this conversation was, in regards to, the top artist versus mediocre artist. Whoever's getting the better job of, getting their images out there, getting seen, either if it's just by social media post, if it's by ads, whatever it is that you're doing, and you're getting a little bit further reach, then that's the person that is going with it. Joanne, is that right?
No.
I just see you moving.
I got a private message, so I went like that.
Oh. Sorry. You just caught my eye.
No, but
So,
I just want to address the word mediocre.
Yeah.
I hate that word. I never said mediocre in our conversation today. What I said is the best art is not always what sells. All right. Your art can be good. It doesn't have to be Peter Lick. All right. You could sell right alongside of Peter Lick. But your work has to be, it has to have, what's that?
I said, by the way, his photography is known to be mediocre.
It is.
In
His
fact,
photography is nothing
great
special.
marketing.
But what is he good at? He's good at getting eyeballs on his art. So I posted in the chat room, the Photo Art Pavilion Team, how we review the work with the 7 criteria that we look for. We try our very best. We also don't want to step on a photographer's artistic style. So we do have some photographers that just have such a different way of the, their artwork is just very different. Is it something that I would shoot? Is it something that I would want in my portfolio? No, but that's me and that's them. we're not going to step all over you, but we do want, our goal is to make the platform as saleable as possible for you and as pleasurable as possible for the art collector and the art buyer. We don't want them to get on the website and be looking at, pictures of puppies, if there's no story behind it, because that's one of the components. I'm looking for a story, looking for the focus, the exposure, the lighting, the creativity. How unique is that image? These things are what makes a saleable art print. And that helps us move the art prints for you.
I just want to chime in too. One of the rules that I use as an artist is if someone was to purchase this piece as maybe 5 feet, sorry, big truck's coming by, maybe like 5 feet wide, is it going to retain their attention? Is the little elements within the scene, are they going to stand out? It's all these little aspects that go into play when you really think if the piece is going to be produced that large. And I know for myself, that's how I usually judge an image is before I post it, is this something someone's going to want to stare at 5 feet wide every single day? And you got to make sure that interest is there. Everything looks good.
Yeah.
And that's our job too, is to check those little minor details. Sometimes we'll nitpick, we see this tiny little thing, but that's because when you do produce that large, those little itty bitty things aren't so little itty bitty.
Right. So we want, when we review the work, we want to make sure that, if we do see something that's off, we'll reply to you saying, please correct that and resubmit it. It doesn't mean that we don't want it on the site at all, but sometimes we'll come back to you with a declination and with an explanation, but I don't want to get off the topic for that. That's another day. I'm going to jump over to Jeff, who says, I know who my target is, but I'm having trouble reaching those people. I do thank everyone that comments on my photos. Thanking them in the live visible universe of where everybody can see it is one thing, but being able to send the direct message, a private, that's different. It's like when, I'm going to do from a woman's point of view, but you know, you go to a baby shower and everybody gives a gift, right? So the gift is oh, your image is great. But when you get that thank you after a month or so, where the mom actually personally thanked you for that gift, I'm telling you, Jeff, to personally behind the scenes go into the direct message part of the social media world and thank them there as well. And have a conversation. You just never know who's going to respond to you and say, "Oh, hi, I'm Jeff. You commented on one of my pieces. I'm very happy, you know, that you like my work, blah, 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 blah." And then just try to build a relationship. You don't have to build the sale right up front, but you have to build the relationships. Relationships are what sells. All right, Sharon, we are up to you. Suggestions on posting image on a template that appears as if the art is hanging in a business or other settings. Yeah, I use a service called Canvy, C-A-N-V-Y. There are others out there. Just if you Google room mockups,
Ah,
and just kind of go through, see what you're comfortable with, what you like. I'm not loving Canvy. It's okay. I find that they're based in Europe, so a lot of their room settings are very European, very sterile. You know, I don't feel, they don't feel warm and fuzzy to me. Like, you know, but anyway, I like the big comfy sofas and things like that. But right now that's who I'm using. But I would Google room mock-ups, and we're hoping to also bring that into Photo Art Pavilion. It's on our wish list, and it's sitting on the developer's desk right now.
so you do think that's helpful, not to just maybe put up your image, but occasionally do
I
it that
think-
way as
I think
well?
both. I do both, because I actually, and I know likes don't count, okay? I get it. But I do get more people that engage with the posts that are, you know, when I show one of my pieces in a room,
Mhm.
it just, they can kind of get a feeling of that art piece, but I also lose the detail when I do that.
Mm.
So I kind of work back and forth, and again, you have to, as you're doing your marketing, you're going to be educating yourself. You're going to see what works, and you're going to start moving your energies towards the things that work better for you. So just always keep that in mind. You're always learning, and you'll be earning. So you got to evolve, you know, through your processes. Okay. Pam Murphy, for professional associations, for doctors' offices, check with your local and state medical society. Great idea. Great idea. There are tons of ways to reach out and connect with these offices, and we do that. You know, again, through LinkedIn. I'm finding like the building managers, you know, that and I'm making connections, and when I bring those in, I bring that in for all of us. I don't bring that in for just me. When I get a big project that comes into my purview, I become a collaborator. I start to look through the entire portfolio through Photo Art Pavilion, and we start to work with, you know, helping that art buyer, that art collector, fill their space with a cohesive body of work. And it's not always from one artist. So that's that story. All right, so I don't see that we have any other, wait, do you know if templates to show insert art? I think we just talked about that. Okay, and then Tony privately wants to know why Facebook's organic reach has fallen off the cliff. Yeah, I think that Facebook pages have gotten like stale, and I'm not sure why. So I still post to my page, my personal Facebook page, but the groups are definitely doing better. And, you know, maybe this is something I'm going to jump on a forum on Google and start to pull some information out, because it's not just you, Tony. It's myself. I post on my Facebook page. I used to, you know, have a lot of activity there, and now I'm finding I'm getting more activity in groups.
I did do a little research on my own, and apparently they're trying to force people towards more of the, you know, the paid advertising.
Of
So
course.
in other words, once you start paying for advertising, all of a sudden your organic reach just falls off the cliff. So the only way you can get that same reach
It's
is to
crazy.
keep buying ads, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's either buying ads or boosting one of the posts that you've done.
Right. The
And
$5 boosts
way to
go a
get-
pretty long way.
They do, and
Well,
you
that's
know,
why,
it's all about
this
the
whole
money.
conversation is, I keep coming back with it, when you are getting engaged, when someone is engaging with you, if you can make that personal one-on-one connection, that's gold. Okay, the likes are great, but the one-on-one connections are gold. Build your direct email marketing list, even if it's one new person a month. The Compound Effect, it's a great book that I read years ago, going through my life, trying to grow my wealth. A penny a day in the bank can turn into $1 million over 30 years. So put a penny a day of marketing into your world and grow your reach one person at a time. Okay. All right, so I think we're going to wrap this up. And look, we did good this time. We did 40 minutes instead of 99.99 minutes. We did good. So we'll see you guys at the next cafe. If you have any additional questions, feel free to email us. We did post the email in the chat, but I'll just blurt it out to you. It's hello@photoartpavilion.com. And we will see you at the next marketing cafe.
Ooh, I do want to jump in quick. So with YouTube, we'll post the videos on
Yep.
YouTube, as you know, and if you hop over there and search for Photo Art Pavilion, just make sure you're subscribed. And this way you'll be notified every time that we upload either a marketing minute or maybe behind the scenes at some point. But, there's,
there's also help videos over there if
Yep.
you're having any issues. So yeah, the YouTube channel is also a great way to stay in touch with us.
The new
Okay.
virtual one on YouTube? To the new butterfly?
The butterfly is not on YouTube. We have a virtual exhibit. We sent an email out on Friday that you can go and view that. And we also have the exhibit link on the Long Island Photo Gallery website.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, it's there. Okay, and I guess that's it. All right. All right, everybody, have a great month. We'll see you soon.
bye everyone. Thank you
Bye.
for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye now.